Mic check. I can't find my comb, and I have like a tuft of hair here that's driving me fucking crazy. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm. What's wrong with your car, homie? I feel like you told me, but I don't remember. The reason I'm late is twofold. One, I ended up on a phone call with my mom about technology. I love you, mom, if you're watching, but oh my god, actually, one of the most bearable conversations I've ever had about technology with my mom, to be fair, because I just straight up told her, I was like, if you want my help, you're going to have to let me speak. And it worked out. But I've definitely had worse technology conversations with her. But also because, holy shit, I fucking magically summoned it. That's what. Okay. Um, have you ever been to Stalin? Is that Holland under the control of Stalin? Yeah, it's definitely a pistol mag. Just I don't have my weapons here right now. I actually want them because after hearing gunshots down the road, I was like, maybe I should actually get those. Shit, my glasses are smudged. I have to be careful. There's like a rubber on the end of this, which is great if you want to keep your glasses on. Like it does a really, really good job of holding it to your head. The problem is that where I have long hair, it likes to grip my hair and pull out tufts. I don't think Brax is in here. Brax, are you in here? I jumped into FL Studio. There we go. I jumped into FL Studio because I felt like an idiot yesterday, and I was an idiot. I want to show you why I wasn't able to get the fucking filter to work. It's so dumb. It is so dumb that I don't know why. But to be fair, like to cut myself a little bit of slack, I'm still an idiot, but when I learned Citrus, it was back in the old 10 and 12 days, and they've since replaced the GUI. It's similar, but not the same. But what it was, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Okay, so this affects, right? Like you got delays and a reverb, right? I hit this button. I just needed to hit this button. That's the on button. I fucking missed the on button, chat. The on button, for Christ's sake. So this should be a sine wave with some reverb, right? Oh, wait. Is the pre-delay up? Let's make this bad boy a little bit bigger. Do. So that's delay time. That's the stereo effect. Is there a delay? Oh, I turned the delay on. My bad. Here it is. See, there's reverb. And then if you add pre-delay, it'll give you a single slapback. It's really, really diffuse right now, so it's making it sound really, really, really broad. It's also resonating, or the reverb room, like you can go really, really nuts with this thing. You know, so like C minor, or sorry, C major, D minor. Pretty straightforward. And this is just coming from operator 1, which right now is like a saw. Is that a saw? I believe that's a saw, right? Yeah. Square, right? Sine. Okay, so the grid is actually not that bad. The part that fucks people up with the grid is modulation. And to be honest, I still don't fully understand the modulation. I thought about actually like researching it. But the most important thing to know, because that will serve most of your problems, is to understand that each of these rows is a given operator, right? So like, let's say I go to operator 3, right, and set it to saw. I should be able to just turn operator 3 up and get a saw. The difference, this is just the phase. So this is an inverted phase of this. It will sound identical, but if you were to lay two identical saw waves over top of each other with inverted phase in the same time, with, you know what I mean, they should completely cancel each other out. I could probably test that, but I'm afraid I'm wrong, so I don't want to risk being wrong in front of people. Yeah, so you can literally think of, these are operators, but you can think of them as oscillators. So like if you wanted to like have a sub bass, for instance, all you need is a sine wave. You knock it down. This is in terms of octaves, right? You just knock your sine wave down, and then you You've got a basic, right? You can kind of hear it click without the click, right? You can introduce distortion to it in a whole bunch of interesting ways. Like you could force this to be more triangular, right? But be careful about using this knob. This will like navigate you through your shapes. But like, watch when I go to, what is it, square wave. Do you see how this band limit turns on? That's kind of important. So if you do it manually, that band limit will stay on. So you should select whatever shape you want. I also do not remember what the fuck this band limiter does, but it is important. I think what it does is there's distortion in the higher frequencies, and this cleans up that distortion. The D-click is because you're in the middle of the waveform at a non-zero location, right? Whenever you change notes, and it causes a click. Right? So all this does is zeroes out that first instant of that sine wave so that you don't get a click. That's it. Right? And you can also do really crazy things, like you can even it, you can have it. Now notice this is like a positive phase. Like if I were to bring up, hang on, I'll make this very quick for chat. Let's bring up Wave Candy really quick. Visualizer, Wave Candy. Okay, we got Wave Candy here. Let's make it a little bit bigger for chat here, right? If I go back to this and I don't have it, you can see it's a sine wave as it passes through, right? But look at this center line here. Now, if I have this, it's all above the center line, right? But what if you prefer that sound, but you don't want to have only like a positive phase, right? Well, that's what the center button's for. It centers it right up. Voila, right? And then the effects is literally just the effects. You just turn the effects on, you make sure the effects out is working. Right? It's got a chorus on it right now, so it's got 4 voices and it's got a reverb on it, but we could turn the chorus off. And now it's just a reverb. And then if we want to delay, we can just turn one of these delays on, sync to tempo, and this is your delay time, which should sync. Right? I can probably make it faster, right? No, it's slower. No, it is faster. In fact, it's so fast, it's hard to hear. Let's make it 3, let's say. The thing I don't like about this is that you sometimes get click introduced in this delay. You hear it, that pop? That might be fixed by not having this, but it's still there. So one thing that you can do to probably, if I had to fix this, is on the effects, you could probably actually turn this volume envelope on. And voila, because it's going from 0 volume up to here, the area that has the click is now zeroed out. Right? And you can tighten this too. Now notice it's got almost like that kicky click back in there. There is still a bit of a click, but that's also why I don't like using delay through this. Like if I really want delay and reverb, I probably wouldn't do it in Citrus at all. What I would do is just run Citrus through like delay 3. And then I get a shit ton of control over my delay, right? Which that is the worst one to have by default. But yeah. You can basically get rid of the click in this, but I can't remember how the fuck to use this, because when I learned FL Studio, it was delay 2. Delay 2 is the last one I learned with this shitty old interface. This is the one I actually remember how to use. And to be fair, my favorite delay was actually a delay in Guitar Rig 5. Man, it really does love that click though, doesn't it? That bounce, boom, 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 boom. I think it's because the note I'm making is staccato. If I were to put an envelope, volume envelope on this, maybe. It forces me to not have staccato notes. Wait. Can I do this? Hang on. Is it half? Yeah, and then what I want to do is, oh, fuck, is it oscillator? Yeah, it's oscillator. So knock up a couple of these octaves. Will this give me an organ? It will. Let's fucking go. I made an organ, chat. I made an organ. Let's go. Yeah, I don't have Destructor. I don't have any of that. But that, yeah, that's actually super, super easy to do. Yeah, that's super easy to do. So like you see these dark sections, they're just octaves. So all I'm doing is playing multiple octaves. I'm stretching it out, right? That's all I'm doing. Right? And it seems to work better with this even because it introduces almost like a square wave shape that distorts it. Without it, I mean, it still sounds good, but it's not quite as organy, right? But if as soon as I use this even, I got an organ. Oh man, it's been a while since I played with Citrus. So before I got on stream today, I was like, I'm gonna fuck with Citrus for a minute and try to remember how to do all this shit. And holy shit, I forgot how much fun this fucking thing is. It is ridiculously fun, right? You can introduce other shapes too. You can literally just combine them by turning them on. It gets crazy really quick. To be fair, it gets a little nutty. It gets a little nutty. You could probably turn some things down a little bit. But yeah, and to modulate, to have one operator modulate another operator, you just pick which operator you want modulated, and then turn on the operator that modulates it. That's what the Matrix does. Right? I almost perfectly recreated the fucking synth at the beginning of Home Resonance earlier, and I wanted to finish working on it because it sounded so cool. Yeah, so it literally like the operator plays as long as you turn its volume up, right? So this would be only operator 2. Let's make sure the volume's not crazy. Right? This is just operator 2, right? Well, we know we have this crazy sine wave that we played with here. What if we were to modulate the second operator with the wave shape of operator 1? So this saw wave is going through this crazy fucked up sine wave I made. That actually doesn't surprise me that it made it basically fucking noise. It would be better if you were to modulate it with a simpler shape, like just a straight, let's say a straight sine wave, say. So let's modulate 2 through 3, right? Much more manageable. Without, it's just a straight saw wave with one's being modulated by the other. It's actually really cool when you start figuring out how to do stuff in Citrus. I think Armor is maybe stronger. It might be the best synthesizer in FL Studio, but Citrus would be a close fucking second when you figure it out. What's up? What's up there, Jack? But I just wanted to show you that I was being a dumbass by not turning the fucking filter on. All I had to do was go to effects and turn the fucking reverb. That's literally... I just had to do that. That's literally all I had to fucking... And did I? No. That's it. I feel so dumb for having missed that. You can also look at the complete chain, by the way. Like the order things happen. So your operators 1 through 6, right? Go through various phases, right? And then through a volume envelope, and then through a center if you center it, and then a declick if you declick it, and then into your pan envelope, right? You can actually go all the way through it. I am not good enough to be a music streamer. I wish I was. When I finally get where I was in FL Studio 10 and 12 and FL Studio 2021, which I'm probably going to buy it, I absolutely will make stuff on stream. I would absolutely love to make cool stuff on stream. But it's been forever, and I feel like an idiot. And I'm also only using my actual, like, drop fucking keyboard, my Prionic 3. I'm literally using my drop Prionic as a keyboard, and it's kind of a nightmare, but it's also kind of cool, and I figured out how to change custom typing keyboard presets. It's literally just a file that you edit, right? I downloaded an example file from a guy, and After I downloaded it, I realized how simple it would be to map. So this would just be the G minor scale, right? Mapped to your typing keyboard. But it's literally just a series of rows of what you're mapping to. And I'm pretty sure -1 means that you don't play anything on that particular key, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I want to actually go through and make my own mapping. And then I thought about building a custom keyboard using just white and black keycaps to recreate the typing keyboard as though it were a MIDI keyboard. You wouldn't get variable velocity, but at least you could tell at a glance what's going on. And like the reason why I'd want to do this, I'll just pick something up. The reason I will probably end up getting one, but if I get FL Studio, which is fucking expensive, it's going to be a while before I can get one. Yeah, I just want a sine wave. Oh, it goes to presets every time. Stop it. Stop going to weird presets thing. Just give me a sine wave, right? So Z is my lowest C. It's C3, right? If I go all the way up, eventually I get to C4, which is the lesser than key. But that's also the same as Q. Q is also C4, which means that just 2 keys up, I have octave, which is really, really handy if you want a quick octave. But the problem is, because there are repeated notes, I get basically 3 octaves on my keyboard. That's it. It's like a little bit over 3. We have from C3 to C4 to C5, and then it goes up this many. Yeah, I can go up to E. That's it. But if I were to get rid of the key overlap, I could probably fit 4 octaves onto a keyboard. You absolutely can randomize velocity. Like it actually, do we have like a simple, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. I need a simple like piano that doesn't sound like garbage. You know what? In fact, I'm not going to use a synth for that. Hang on. Multi-instrument labs. People probably don't know what velocity is, but it's how hard you hit a particular note, right? Let's go to my starred. There's a couple of, ooh, the granular piano is actually a lot of fun. That's actually a lot of fun for pads. But no, that is a pad. The glass grand is probably more straightforward piano, right? And then if I want to do a C major, there's a C major key, right? Control A. Let's snap this out just so it's a full bar, right? You can't tell, this is the velocity, but you can't tell the individual velocity. So how do you make it so that you can see the individual velocity? Well, you can naturalize it by adding a strum, and now these are separated. And you just adjust your tension a little bit. Now you got 3 separate velocities, and it's automatically altered the velocity for you. And you can reverse this velocity too. So the first note is the hardest hit, or the last note is the hardest hit, and by how much. But when you start getting into like, let's accept that, when you start getting into really, really crazy, complicated rhythms like this, it does kind of carry some of those velocity changes over. But if you only have a keyboard, like a typing keyboard, randomizes your friend. Make sure you don't randomize your pattern. You literally only randomize your levels, and then you play with your velocity levels to randomize. And it's also good for drums. But I recommend hand tweaking velocity. I recommend hand tweaking velocity. And if you do use the arpeggiator, only use the arpeggiator as an idea generator. Don't just don't just draw 4 chords and then use arpeggiator to fake it actually having some kind of interesting arpeggio. Just be like, oh, that's an interesting arpeggio. What is that? You know? Oh, that's an A minor, you know, or whatever crazy thing. That's a fucking F sharp harmonic minor fucking whatever. And then once you find like a really cool chord to arpeggiate, draw that shit yourself. Adjust the times yourself. Find the rhythm yourself. You could use the one note test too, which is a really, really good way to make sure your rhythm is good. Which is basically if every note is the same note, if you're only playing C5, right? If you're not allowed to have any other note but C5, can you make an interesting rhythm with just C5? If you can make an interesting rhythm with it, then it's going to sound even better when you begin like chording it out or arpeggiating it out or moving to other notes, you know. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant. We're gonna play some Final Station today. I'm really excited about Hogwarts. I got my robes. I got my wand. Um, really confused. The Death Eaters have just been ravaging the South. Apparently. Um, what the fuck was that? Yeah, he took a picture of it. Why is this so small? Oh, shut up, chat. Oh, okay. The stills it will. Will you? The stills it will show full size, but not the videos. This does actually look cool, dude. Isn't this based on a guy who really did go to explore a cave and disappeared? I feel like that's what this is. Dude, I am not a fan of caves, chat. Steam powered. What is this? Pseudo regalia. Yo, what? Also, my it's not my headphones. I'm an idiot. Shut up, chat. Is my audio broken? Hang on. I need to hide you. I need to hide you. I need to hide you. And I need to hide you. I only need my mic and desktop audio. Thank you. Beautiful. $20 frame a second animations? Definitely 20 frame a second animations. I actually like that the animations are only 20 frames a second. It gives it a very old school vibe. Are there enemies or anything? Like, what are you doing exactly? Okay, all right, listen. I'm probably not logged in. Let me do a couple things, because I'm not logged into either itch. Are you going to be an ass about this thing? Oh, wait. I have to remember my... Yeah, this. Please don't ask me to confirm. You motherfucker. Why have you not updated my password, you son of a bitch? You're asking to authenticate. What a crock of shit. I hope you burn and die. I don't know why I'm singing that. The problem is I have two different accounts, and unfortunately I can't migrate from one account to another account in Steam, which actually is important because I don't have a lot of things that I could give in the event that I die. I've thought of this. But someone has got to get the 3090 PC and the monitors, right? Someone else will probably get the instruments I own, right? But what about my Steam account, bro? My Steam account is probably worth like $2,000 or $3,000. Not even joking, right? Not even joking. So I'm gonna base what I put in my will on how much money you guys donate to me. And right now, Captain is winning. He's getting my account when I die. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. But that we would probably just break even. So if you guys want access to all like 3 million games I have in my Steam account in the event that I die, you're going to have to up your donation game, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a bit, right? But it's also kind of not a bit. What do I do with my Steam account? I don't want it to just die. 200 unfinished games? I feel like Jack would probably be the best one. Or Stemkey, right? One of those guys who maybe doesn't have access to a giant laundry list, right? Yeah, I'm sure you would. But somebody who really would have like a hard time getting access to games, give it to the Pope, he wouldn't play any of them. Well, except Ultra Kill. He'd probably play Ultra Kill. But other than Ultra Kill, I don't think the Pope is playing any of my games, man. Exactly. Wait, I want to add Pseudo Regalia. Oh, it's only $4. Yo, overwhelmingly positive too. Yo, I shouldn't be spending money on games. Hang on. How many games do I have in Steam, chat? Let's find out. Like total. What does it show under all? Take bets. I need you guys to guess. I need you guys to guess how many games I have in my inventory. I didn't have a backlog of games before I streamed. That wasn't a thing. Like, there was like maybe 2 games I hadn't completed. 300 total. Okay, I need an all option. Hang on. All right, I need to go here. Oh shit, how do I even calculate this? Create a new collection. Create a dynamic collection called all. Okay. Enter. Cannot have collection all, please. What? Is there a collection already called all? There isn't. So why would that be a problem? Create collection, the entirety of my will. This is the new name. This is the new name for the collection. Not Will 2, not Will Smith. All right, create dynamic collection. Right? And there's only 2 tags I need. Played and unplayed. Okay? Right. No games. Oh, does it? It can't be or? It has to be and? Oh, that's a fucking crock of shit. How do I show all my games? Wow, this is treated as an or. Oh, no, I mean, it's treated as an and. I need it treated as an or. That sucks. Okay, well, this collection is a fucking waste. Go to library. Here. Okay, my bad. Games, 351. Whoever said 300 was pretty close. That's not including software tools and stuff. If you included everything, it's a little bit more. But 351 games in Steam is not insignificant. 2D platformer and Sonic. Oh, I click this. Yeah, Sonic Mania is fucking great. Let's go. Let's go. So the entirety of my wheel, is it in here? It isn't. Okay, it didn't complete it. That's the thing. There are, I would say, maybe 30 games, 20 or 30 games that are games I'll probably never play. Right? They're just not. Either I'm not going to get to them, or they were a part of bundles that had a whole bunch of good games. Right? There were a bunch of bundles where you would get like 4 great games and 1 bad one. Not even a bad one, just one you're probably never going to play. If I were to go through, though, like, probably never going to play Ark Survival Evolved. I hear it's good, just not really interested in it. Captain Spirit, I'm not really interested in, even though the person that recommended it had really good taste. Probably not going to play any of the Battlefields except Battlefield 1. Probably the only one I actually give a shit about. Let's see. Probably not going to play this Capcom arcade. Probably not going to play these Counter-Strikes, really. Darkness Within, if chat makes me. Day of Defeat, I don't really give a shit about. Dead by Daylight, I honestly am not super interested in either. Deceit, probably. Oh, no, it's not Deceit. It's Deceive Incorporated. Looks good. Probably never going to play it. Like, I could probably go through Genital Jousters. That's at the top of my list right now. What is Hylix? And what was the other game? We're going to joust genitals. Hylix. Do I already have it? Oh, I don't. What's in the Humble Bundle? What is this? Yo, this is on my wish list. Hang on. Does it have both of them, 1 and 2, or just 1? All right, I have to find Humble Bundle. Hang on. Where's my fucking browser? Oh, was I already in my browser? Shut up, chat. Oh, it's just 2. But 1 is just $5. I really want to play Helldivers, chat. Dungeon Crawl and Mutant Crawl Classics? What? Huh. Also, what's this game dev toolkit thing? Unity, C#. Although that would probably be useful for Godot too, but it's like Unity, Unreal Engine. These are all probably PDFs you could just download. Yo, this might actually be useful though. as we have discussed before, making vehicles and game engines is a fucking nightmare. Even if I'm not working in Unreal, I bet this would be hella helpful. I might genuinely do that. I also need to learn Blender pretty bad. But right now I've been dumping a lot of time into FL Studio, getting reacquainted with it. It's just, I don't know, dude. I've heard Abzu is good too. Yo, how much is this? $10 for these 7 items. See, but like, I'm probably not gonna play Time. Probably not gonna play Dicey Dungeons. Probably not gonna play Made of Skur. I am not made of Skur. I'm made of courage. Okay, I'm not scared. Fuck off. Yeah, I mean, $10 for these. Well, the Abzu is good, right? Guilt is good, and Hylix is good. For those 4, can I pay like $5 and just get these 4, please? That would be great. How much is it in Steam right now? It's like 15. Yeah, it's 15. Regalia is 5. I would save $10 and I'd get both those games plus Abzu if I don't already have it. Yeah, I don't do the all key shop thing, but that's not a bad idea. Send me a link for Hylix too. I wonder if there's some in Hylix. But even still, like, Abzu is cool, but if I want Hylix 2, Hylix 1, that's $20, right? Plus $5 for Regalia. That's $25. Can I get those 3 games for less than $25? Can I get it for less than 10, actually? Because $10 is not bad. For all of those, like, you can tell that's more than 50% off for all of them. But am I ever really going to play them? We already saw my 205 unplayed fucking games. You know what I played last night, chat? You know what I played? Celeste. I started a new save. And I did the thing, chat. I did the thing. Oh, also, I want to play Hylix because this is exactly... My dad was obsessed with the weird LSD psychedelic rock era of like prog music and the like. I mean, obsessed. One of the first movies when I became a teenager that my dad sat down and made me watch with him was Heavy Metal. He was like, this magazine was fucking amazing. I read it all the time. He was like, I fucking love this movie. You're really going to enjoy it. He said this was like a turning point in animation and media. And it was really influential to him when he was a kid, but he was really into that sort of shit, into like the Pink Floyd, late Beatles, you know what I mean? King Crimson. He saw, what was it? Was it Yes? He saw Yes in 1972 in concert. He was probably high as a kite. He did LSD one time. He told me the story. He did LSD one time after buying like a really big, expensive stereo system. And you know how they have those monitors, the meters that bob up and down with colorful lights? He said he freaked out because he saw butterflies coming out of his stereo system. So he goes to use the restroom, but there was a dragon in his bathroom, and that freaked him out, and he didn't know what to do. My dad was a hippie. Like, my dad literally, like, if what he told me is true, he ran away when he was about 15 years old because he grew long hair and he was really into psychedelia and stuff. And his parents were very, very conservative. So he ran off. And they already lived in Northern California anyway. So he ran off to San Francisco. And he was in Haight Street in the 60s, like the literal center of hippiedom. So yes, my dad was a literal hippie. There's probably a fucking picture of Haight Street in the 60s with my long-haired fucking dad wearing bell-bottoms in the background. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Then he joined the military and that all changed, but... The thing is, I would definitely play Hylix. I would definitely play Hylix 1 and 2. I would pay $10. Ah, that's a good point. I would only be saving $5 because the one I'd really want to play is Hylix 2. I'll think about it. There's a little bit of time to think about it. I want both of them. This reminds me so much of my dad. Yeah, I wouldn't get around to anything but Hilux probably. I probably would play Hilux. I'd probably prioritize it because it definitely looks like something I want to fucking play. It looks amazing. But I'll just think about it. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I don't even remember. Oh, Celeste. I did the thing, chat. And I don't recommend it. Don't buy those control freak rings for your controller unless maybe you need it for shooting games, right? So I actually have 3 sizes. I literally made 3 sizes of ring. I'll show you. Hang on. I wonder. I'll adjust. I'll adjust my my focus. Hang on. Face camera. It's gonna get weird. Chat's gonna disappear for a second. Just hold up. Properties. Let's move this over here so I can actually see myself really clearly. Check it out. Honestly, you don't need to do that. You literally just get packing material from any package that you get, cut out a square, draw a circle on it, cut the circle out. It doesn't have to be perfectly shaped. As you can tell, these are not, right? But I made a couple of these. Come on, focus. Don't be a dick. Can I get that in there? So you can see there's a thin one, right? Can I get that to be a little more crisp? Anyway, this is my thin one. This is my medium one. And this is my thick boy. Now, why 3 sizes? Because where my controller is moddable, you can see this guy right here, right? Right? I also have an extra tall stick. So the thick one would be for the tall stick, right? And honestly, in my experience, the thicker ones suck. They actually provide too much resistance. The medium one is okay, but you actually have to put it on the stick, on the back of it, right? And then you place this, boop, on there. Now, for those of you that weren't here late in my conversation, the reason is slapback. It literally forces it to recenter. It will not, there's no snapback issue with it. Snapback apparently is a common issue among modern controllers. I don't know if you can see that, but it, for a split second, like literally a frame, you can see that it goes the opposite direction. So if you maximize your dead space on your controller, you'll have a much better experience. The problem I had with platforming is it was harder to tell if I was pushing a diagonal or up. Like it genuinely was harder to feel if I was pushing directly up and I would hit diagonals a lot or up a lot on accident. So you know what I did, chat? You know what I did? I just said fuck it and started relearning how to play Celeste keyboard only. I just started playing keyboard only. I think I'm going to reconfigure some of the keys, but keyboard only is not bad at all. There is one major problem I have with keyboard only. It was just a loud hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. The only issue I have is I mix up grip, like when you grab a wall, and dash. For some reason, my right ring finger wants to be dash. So what I'm actually thinking of doing is rebinding it because it's JKL, which actually I like. It's home row plus WASD. I love that. That's great. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to shift them all down. So K will be jump, L will be dash, and J will be grab. So my index will be grab. My middle will be jump, and my ring will be dash, because for some reason, in my brain, I would go to grab a wall and dash away. It would fuck up. I got a bunch of deaths, but I wasn't worried about the deaths so much because I legit just wanted to learn the muscle memory of the keyboard. I tried it the first time I played Celeste, and I failed miserably at it. I feel like I did better this time. I did relearn some of the tech. I figured out how to like hyper dash, wave dash, just wall bounce, basic stuff. I can't do ultras. Ultras are too fucking hard. It would probably be easier if I could see like a velocity monitor where you can actually see your character's velocity. Because I don't know if you guys know, but there's like a limit to how fast the dash can move you. But if you hyper, you break that limit. If you dash mid hyper, right? If you dash mid hyper after letting your character slide, you can actually keep a velocity greater than the dash velocity. It adds to, right? But if you let it slip, I think it's like if you let it slip below 240 pixels a second, it will only max out at 240. But if you get over 240, it goes to a max of like 340 or 360 or something like that. I watched a video on it. It's really interesting, but I can't do it. I'm not that good. But it was nice. It was actually nice learning how to do it on keyboard. I ended up spending way longer in Celeste than I wanted to because I wanted to go figure out what the fuck I did wrong in Citrus, which I did. I did eventually figure that out, but... Oh, 40% off Mortal Kombat. Bro, I love Mortal Kombat so much, but Traveler's Rest looks cute. Oh, also, hello, Stemkey. I actually like this.
Update for travel.
Oh my god, did they get a cutesy girl to talk over this? They did.
And while it's not the definitive one, it is the definitive one.
It's the definitive one. I too am vitamin deficient.
Has finally arrived in the game, and you'll need to catch over 30 fish to complete the diary. There are freshwater and saltwater fish.
Yeah, honestly, the cover photo looked more interesting. This does sort of look like a knockoff of a million different pixel games, and it's sort of doing like the top-down pseudo-isometric, but it looks like she's leaning hard to her left, right? Like,
and there might be new
that looks okay. That actually looks like it's almost the correct angle.
In the future. A new area has opened up.
But you're right, it is sort of generic.
There you'll meet Hikari.
Like, wait, but look at this. Like, really good, actually. Whoever did the designs for these was good.
Hikari.
Yeah, it does look like Stardew Valley, doesn't it? I was going to say Terraria, but no, it's Stardew Valley I was thinking of.
Your fishing mentor. But she won't be the only...
This literally looks like a hipster from Seattle. Are we playing hipsters from Seattle? In
person you'll encounter.
That dude definitely drinks only microbrewery IPAs. It is kind of programmer art. You're sort of right about that. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Like the UI and stuff was probably actual artists. I don't know though. It does seem awful detailed for a programmer. I think it's probably, I don't want to be mean, but just mediocre artist.
Well, curious things.
Dude, there are so many hipsters in this. It's actually, this is a cottagecore girl, also from Seattle.
For the tavern.
No. Definitely like Eugene. Man, if Stomper were in here, he would start like, fuck you, man. Stop talking about the Pacific Northwest.
Along with over 30
but that's where all the hipsters live. That's where the
customers.
hipsters are from.
Lastly, get your shovel.
Nah, not as hipster.
Besides fishing,
definitely a hipster. Dude uses beard oils.
Plenty of spots have appeared in which you can obtain
kind of a cottagecore chick, but another hipster, son of a bitch.
Fishing.
Although he looks more legit, less like a hipster than the other guy
As
does.
Always, thank you for.
I was gonna say this looks like a member of the Monkees before they went through their psychedelic phase, but then I realized that's female.
And we'll see
or I think it's meant to. That is definitely a hipster. Bro, that is definitely, that dude right there is hard. There's just so...
Update.
Wait. What does the camera not do? Hang on.
Support. And we'll see you in
Wait, maybe it just has a dead zone. Hang on.
Get your shovel ready, because besides fishing, plenty of spots have appeared in which you can...
Yeah, it just has a dead zone. When they run.
New decorations.
It looks like there's just a dead zone.
Tavern, along with over 30 new recipes to delight your customers. Lastly, get your shovel ready, because besides fishing...
Yeah, when they walk, it's fine.
Plenty of spots have appeared in which you can...
When they walk, there's a dead zone. There's probably an invisible box around the character that has to be touched before the camera begins to move again.
All sorts of items. Those worms will come in handy for fishing. As always, thank you for your support.
In fact, I don't think that's too bad. It just looks like a dead zone to me. It just looks like a dead zone. I don't know what that's actually called, but I've programmed them before. where the camera is pushed by the outer boundary of a box you draw around the character. But I did it in a platformer, which kind of makes more sense. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so it should lead the character. I think that is just a preference thing. I do see what you're saying, especially with running. That makes sense. It is pretty tightly locked onto the character. But like I didn't do that in my platformer. I did pretty much the opposite. I just had a space in the center of the screen where you could walk without the camera being affected. I had to kind of get rid of it though, but for a different reason. I had to get rid of it because when the map rotated to recreate the change of gravity, to recreate that effect, the camera would have to move to center the character. So it looked weird. I don't know if I fixed that or not. I feel like I did eventually fix that where it didn't matter. But I remember it was broken for a while, that the camera would jerk when the character rotated to like land on the roof or a wall or whatever. But that probably would be a beneficial thing to have in a top-down. Does it do it in things like Diablo though? Like let's look at some like isometric games. Let's look at Diablo 2. So Diablo 2 gameplay. I'm curious. We don't need the sound at all. All right, hang on. What I need to do is I need to put my mouse like somewhere in the center and see how tightly he is locked to the center of the screen. Yeah, he's deadlocked in the center. It is pretty zoomed out, and you can zoom in. Yeah, but that is totally locked. Yeah. Mario Sonic does it? Are you talking about 2D platformers? If you're talking about platformers, there's usually a dead space. So Super Mario World. You could literally look at any video and see exactly what I'm talking about. I love the music, which is why yeah, let's watch this first level. See, you notice how, like, when it got to the edge, the camera locked? How tight is it on this one? On this one, it actually looks really tight. I might have made a liar out of myself. No, do you see the pause? It's just a really tight dead space. He can move like the width of his body without affecting the camera. Is it not? Let's see. Is that the center though? I feel like this is the center. I'm curious if he were to run backwards, if we could see it. You might be right. You might actually be right. Which is interesting. That's actually really interesting because I definitely did not implement that when I was making a game. I did not. But it actually kind of makes sense. What you'd have to do is change the shape of the dead zone depending on the behavior of the player. So if the player were in, say, the running state or any state that puts their velocity above a certain point, the dead zone would have to be different or shifted. Oh, I know there's a lot of camera logic, but that is definitely not how I did it in my game. But my game also was more 360 oriented. So you weren't just going left and right, right? Because you could also rotate the player and fall up. You ever seen Gravity Duck? Gravity Duck would be a good example. My version was more advanced than Gravity Duck. No hate to Gravity Duck. But Gravity Duck gives you a better idea of what the fuck it is I'm talking about.
Now this game is...
I don't even know if it still works, dude. I haven't fucked with it in forever. Yeah, you see? That is the type of thing. The difference is, in my version, it's the camera is locked onto the player controller, so the whole map rotates. Right? I have done it both ways, but the reason why I locked it onto the player controller is it actually simplified input. Right? So think of X and Y as being relative to the player controller, right? You would have situations where you would press right, but when you flipped, because you're upside down, right is now left. And so in my state machine, right, my state manager, I had to specify that if the character is on the left wall and you press right, you walk down. You press left, you walk up. And by setting it so that it was locked onto the character, left was always left, right was always left, right was always right, and I never had to worry about that again. Also, it looked cool. But yeah, the classic Sonic loop problem, yeah, it's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. There is a better way. There is genuinely a better way to do it, which is to have the directional velocities not locked directly onto like the character controller. Fuck, I can't remember how it was explained, but you basically create an objective direction for velocities. And so it would always be relative to the level as opposed to the character, if I remember right. But I ended up not doing that. I ended up deleting all that logic and just rotating the fucking camera. But yeah, I'm curious how they did it in Sonic now. See, here's the thing though, like lately I've been dumping a bunch of time into FL Studio because I really, really enjoy it. Chat doesn't give a shit. They don't give a fuck about that. But if I mention some programming logic for something I made 2 years ago, show it to us! Show it to us now! And it's like, damn, you guys don't actually give a shit about what I'm into at a particular moment. You're only into what you're into. And if those two things happen to converge, then you ride my ass about it. I actually don't care. But it is true. It is definitely a thing. You guys give me a lot of grief about making games on stream, and I'm just so shit at it. It's been so long since I'd done it. I would hate doing that live. I would spend so much time reading documentation on stream is exactly what would happen. Like the first month would literally be documentation reader simulator. It honestly wouldn't. It would be me watching tutorials and reading documentation for like a month. Music and games are what you talk about. So I get it. I get it. I am kind of just griefing you guys a little bit. Played some Hi-Fi Rush last night and have to say that's actually a lot of fun. Can't nail the specials. I suck at that. But I like that the rhythm aspect of the game is in attacks instead of in platforming, which it is in platforming sometimes. But like in Everhood, where it's not really platforming, but it's movement, it was actually more difficult, I feel like. I bet you Hi-Fi Rush is going to get a lot more difficult, but it's a lot easier to attack on a beat, in my opinion. Like, it was genuinely fun. Oh, it fucking went out the window, dude. Because Voices of the Void was part of it. I took a day off Monday because I was sick as part of it. But yeah, that's why I don't like making schedules. They always get broken. I can do an hour of Voices of the Void if you guys want me to get through a day. But I have to catch up on homework. I'm actually not behind, but I'm pushing it. I'm testing my limits a little bit. I have tonight and tomorrow to do a bunch. So, dude, I probably could do a homework stream, but again, it would just be like that documentation simulator I was talking about before. It would be me reading textbooks, which a lot of it I know. The Microsoft database stuff I didn't know. Access, I've never used Access. Never, ever, ever. Right, right. What's more entertaining? The Voices of the Void. Yeah, Access is just dumb. It's just dumb. It's not really hard. I just don't have a lot of experience with it. But it's literally an introductory computer course. If I had to guess, I'd say we're on PowerPoints or something, or Excel maybe. So it would literally be me reading how to do things in Excel, which I already kind of know how to do because I used the LibreOffice equivalent. Or it'd be making PowerPoints or whatever. I'd probably have to take a test, make 3 PowerPoints, submit them. That would be that class. The more interesting class would be the programming logic class. The only reason why I have any difficulty with it, is that since the last time I took the course, they have this huge procedural programming and modular emphasis that wasn't the case before. Yeah, I used to use spreadsheets at work all the time. But the programming course, the logic course, is interesting because of their emphasis on modularity and the procedural approach. It is actually legitimately different. So I'm doing all the same homework all over again, except I'm having to divide up my pseudocode, right, into a housekeeping loop or a housekeeping detail loop, and then a end of job sequence. So it's like sequence, loop, sequence, give or take, which is actually not bad. It's just kind of annoying. And if it's a really simple problem, feels very extra. I get that if I were like making something really complicated, it would be helpful, you know? Like have the first input at the end of the housekeeping step be a utility function, which is reused by the detail loop at the end of the loop cycle, so that you can have a sentinel value inputted in the event that a person wants to exit the loop, right? Assuming it's an indefined loop, or it's defined and they want to exit early, etc. And then output your data in the end of job step. Like, okay, that's fine. But now basically I have like 3 classes. Well, 4. You'd have the main class, right? A housekeeping class, a detail loop class, and an end of job class, which is cool. It's modular. It is a nice procedural approach, but it's just a little extra, especially when it's a really simple problem. And I hate the pseudocode, especially pseudocode for loops. I talked about that before, but like trying to describe a for loop in a particular range, trying to determine whether the numbering system is inclusive or not, it's just annoying. I legit, the last time I did an assignment, just sent my professor what I would do in Python and said, this is how I would do it in Python. I have no idea if this pseudocode is right. They're like, it's fine. It depends on the language, he said. Game loud. Yeah, dude, it was loud for me too. I'm sorry. All right, my mom just messaged me, by the way. God, that is actually really loud even for me. Let me see what mom said. Damn it! Headphones down, not up, please. Honestly, I have to say, it has been way more fucking helpful than I thought it would be. Like, the assignments are annoyingly complicated, but when you apply the logic to larger programs, holy shit, it made me rethink the way I think about Godot. Like I very much understand like the difference between like the init function and the process function, right? Because if you actually look at the built-in functions in Godot, they match up to the housekeeping step, the detail loop, and the end of job step. There are built-in functions that match up perfectly, right? So like the init function is everything you want initialized in the node tree from top to bottom, right? The process is your detail loop. It's what is happening every tick or every frame. Actually, yeah, helpful. It made me rethink the way I would design a game to be more procedural. And it would divide it up in a way that would be easier for me to understand. But I suck, man. I don't know. Hang on. That is kind of what I expected to happen, period. You can maybe get a hold of someone over the phone that knows something, comma, but you can't expect the average Walmart worker to have any clue about her phone setup because of how niche it is. Period. Nation? How nation it is. Thank you, phone. That nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Okay, niche it is. When I get a chance, I'll get on the website and I'll order her like a Motorola or something. Dude, my phone is acting like a dick. When I get a chance, I'll jump on that website and order her a Motorola or something. Here, it'll have to wait until after stream. Okay. I made the timers faster today and replaced the flying ball with the glider to make it more unique. Interesting. If I get a chance, I might mess with it later. When I read Bellis07, my brain immediately says Sibelius, like the guy who wrote what is it? Triste Waltz or whatever, the sad waltz. Yeah, I'll fix it. Just hang on. It's down 15 decibels right now. My speech is down 7. It's just like hardcore compressed, I think. I wonder, yeah, sound 10 out of 10. Let's do this. We'll set this to 5. And then I'll pull this up to be the same as my voice. Okay. Is that better? No, it's still loud as shit. Wow. Same. Dude, it really didn't change a thing. You're right. I looked at my levels and I'm like, dude, do I have... No, I didn't want to hide that. Fuck, I have to unhide all and then hide them all again. Hang on, Chad. Hang on. I'm experiencing technical difficulties. Minor technical difficulties, but still technical difficulties. I didn't mean to hide it. I wanted to look at the filters. Is there a compressor on it? Bro. Yeah, so I need to turn this compressor down a little bit. That's part of the problem. But I have to keep the compressor. And the reason why I have to keep the compressor is because it dodges my speech. Yeah, the ratio was too high. It was 16:1, but that was so that it would dip appropriately. Here's the thing. I don't know what's different. I literally have it on 1. I will show you the exact setting I had it on yesterday. I had it on this. This is the setting I had it on yesterday. Which honestly, that doesn't look that loud. It's minus 30 decibels right now. And my speech is hitting minus 20, so I'm about 10 decibels louder in the game. Is that really too loud? Dude, I'll show you. Oh, fuck. I can't actually show you because the fucking game has no, like, options to... I can't play the music in the background. Here, here's what we'll do. Okay. You fucking thing. What I need to do is go to desktop capture. Hang on. Properties. Set it to... Is it this guy? Yep. Set it to this guy. Oh, God. No. Move. Okay. And then put the game on. It's going to be a little broke. It's going to be a little jank. You can see the levels right there. So when I'm just talking casually, I'm bobbing and weaving around the same level as the game. That's also not with the mic actually right next to me. So you can tell, right? You can see that it's hitting minus 30. That's where it's peaking right there. Actually, right below minus 30, it's like minus 29. Fuck, chat. You guys are being dicks. Why are you actually being dicks? You realize that I last minute jerry-rigged a way for you to see my levels and then you were dickheads about it. Fuck off. This volume's going all the way up. Turn your fucking volume down, shitheads. Now you're just going to have to deal with it. You shouldn't have tested me, chat. I'm so sorry. Full max on fucking... Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, that did work. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're not even fixing the... We're not even going to fix the... I'm sorry. We're not fixing the resolution either, because you guys had to be shitheads about it. Why did it fuck up the resolution though? Why did it fuck up the resolution? Oh my god, are you serious? Hang on. Transform. Fit to screen. There we go. All right. There. All right. I will make it so you guys can see, but you're just going to have to deal with the volume now. Fuck you guys. You guys have a volume knob. Turn your volume down. Why am I trying to, like, out here catering to all you sons of bitches? Damn it. This is exactly what I had it on yesterday. And honestly, those levels look fine. I turned the compression down. This is literally what you guys said was too loud. This is literally exactly what I had it on. Actually, it's louder than what I had it on. I had it on -16. It's now on -15. Holy shit. 15.1. This was what it was on. This was what it was on. So you guys are like, oh my god, it's too loud. And then on this, you're like, oh my god, it's perfect. What? What are you... You guys are actually full of shit. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm literally looking at the levels, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Except you, Alfred. You're okay. 8-bit can suck it. I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be back. Sorry, cat was needy. What, VOD? I'll save a 5-minute replay. Croissant. So good. It's the 7th, okay. All the way up. Turn your fucking volume down, shitheads. Now you're just going to have to deal with it. You shouldn't have tested me, chat. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Full max on fucking. All right. We're not even gonna fix the. Yeah, we're not even fixing.
This is on 200 though. Hang on.
We're not even gonna fix the. I'm sorry. We're not fixing the.
It won't go to 100
because you guys had to be shitheads about it.
Are you talking about this right here?
Why did it?
If you're talking about
You guys can see, but you're just gonna
this transition,
all right. Like out here catering to. Okay. All right.
well, here's the thing. That transition, I really did have this maxed. When you guys were being dickheads, I had it maxed. But before I had it maxed, I had it on -16, and Stamkey or someone said that it was too loud. So then I maxed it out to fuck with you guys and then brought it back down. Only I brought it back down to 15, and you guys said it was perfect. So there were 3 volume changes. You got... No, I will not. I know what I did. I know what I did. It's like you guys fell asleep in the back seat on a long ride across the country and you're telling me, no, you took a left back there. Motherfucker, you were asleep. You were asleep in the back seat. Like, I know what I was looking at, and I was looking at my levels. If you're talking about it being loud, that was probably when I made it purposefully loud just to spite you guys. Yes, that time it was loud. Fuck. Go stream your own games. Shoot. All right, if you say so, but the levels look exactly the same now. All right, boys. Thank you for joining my volume editing stream. It's been good. I will probably not be back tomorrow. I have to do homework. Because we completed the final station, there's not really any pressure to play anything until Monday. You know, I might feel bad Monday though, so we might not be back until Tuesday. But yeah, all right. Thank you everybody for joining. Have a wonderful day.